Well, did everyone enjoy their dinner? I hope you all had phenomenal, phenomenal. And anytime you visit us for Sunday dinner, Chef Andre will be in the kitchen. So we just want to continue to thank him over. If you want to find a seat, there's a couple down here. If you want to stay in the chairs, you're welcome to stay at the tables. And we are just going to move into our interview. And if you want to stay after and do another tour of the house, if you missed it in the beginning, then you're welcome to stay and do another tour. But we just want to thank, once again, the administrators from the different universities. We have Hampton represented, we have Norfolk State represented, we have Virginia State represented, we have Virginia Union represented. It's just phenomenal to have us all together. So as we said before, please just make sure that you talk to the students and encourage them on their journeys. Now, I want to introduce to you someone that's so special to me, and I should scoot my chair closer to you. But we watched her grow up. We watched her grow up in front of us across the country, and I think for so long, I always thought about you as just being a United States icon, I guess you could say, from Family Matters. But we had the opportunity to travel to Rome together. And my flight got there first, and we were in the hotel. And when I walked in my hotel in Italy, she was on the Family Matters was on the channel. I said, I didn't know you were worldwide. And so we just started laughing. But it's so wonderful to know that during this show's runtime, that how many of y'all remember Family Matters? Can we give Miss Laura Winslow just I know Urkel got all of the pizzazz.
It was
and
the
everything.
Urkel show, y'all.
It was the Urkel show, but we will remember that it was Miss Laura Winslow who won his heart. So, but, we watched how interesting it is for the whole world to watch you grow up. Like you started the show at what age?
11.
So you start the show at 11, but your acting career probably started what?
7
years old.
I started really
so
young.
you were literally working full time as a child.
Right. Well, initially I started off because I was really, really shy. And my parents were like, okay, you're about to start school. You need to talk to other people besides old people. Because apparently I was like not into like any conversation if you were under like 65.
That sounds familiar.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I enjoyed it so much. I wanted to keep going back.
Oh, wow.
And then doing things professionally.
Mm-hmm.
And then I began to do things like that.
Okay. Now, do you feel like your parents were like, this would be good for you to do this show or to audition for this show? Or do you feel like it was something you wanted? And how was that just getting into that position?
It's such a time commitment. If you're not having a good time, it's very obvious to people. Like people are, specifically with kids, people are always like concerned about that very thing. Like, are the parents pressuring the kids to do this? So, I mean, it really has to be a love. You have to love being in the environment. You have to love doing what you do. And that has to be the thing that drives you because it really is a huge time commitment.
Okay.
As a kid. So you have to skip slumber parties. You're skipping school.
And you had school
on set. So, I mean, you're missing a lot, but you're gaining a lot as well.
So you're showing childhood, middle school, that transition, that those tween years, you're showing the world that on TV, but you're living something different.
Right. And what you're saying is really good. I think that's why so many child actors have a difficulty transitioning into adulthood because you're not living it.
Okay.
After a while, I realized that I was being asked to play like a mother who had children and who had these very complicated lives, but I had not lived any of that myself. So I had to take a step back. As if you know exactly what's going on. And I think that's why a lot of child stars get, have like more than 8 siblings.
Okay.
There was a lot of us. And so, before I got the show, I was still doing plays, but I was surrounded by my cousins and my best friends so I just returned to what I knew was right. And I had to reconnect with who I am apart from Laura.
Okay. Now, I love that you had a big family. So explain to us because when we think about leadership and leading students, and all of us have roles at our jobs, or we're all different leaders, how did Family Matters become a leading influence in the Black community? How did you all, because you all showed us a Black family when, we were in the 80s, when, a lot of us were coming, the baby boomers were big, but how do you think that Family Matters influenced a generation and a culture?
Well, because it came from a real place. I think, you've all seen people like Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, they fall in love on set doing a part. And then because you're actually experiencing those feelings in a real way, in order for it to look real, it has to be some kind of real interaction that's going on. You can pretend, or you can actually live it out on screen where people can connect with what you're doing. And that's what people were watching. They were watching my interaction with the original mother on the show. These people are like my aunts. They're like my real parents. So when I say I love you to Thelma Hopkins, I'm saying I love you to my real aunt. I'm having a real experience with the person I'm in a scene with
and growing up with.
And I think that's the thing, because our show was like it's like corny. You know what I mean? It was like when they started playing that music, cut it off. But more than that, they took away the fact that it was really us. Like when we were apart from the taping, they were really getting with us like they were our real relatives. Like if they found out that I was, something was going on with me and my mother told them, hey, she's doing so. Hey, listen, baby, we don't do that. They got together like a gang and they were all going to discipline us like we were their own children. And so I really appreciate that experience. Just for that one part. The adults on the show were very, very intent on making sure that we were good people and that they imparted what they knew and the love that they wanted us to have while we were doing the show. It was real.
I love that. Did at any time they kind of condition you, like Laura Winslow is a role model for Black girls? Like, did you ever see Black girls when you were out, or if kids came to you or talked to you, or young girls, how did they approach you?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It was built into the experience.
And
when I was talking to Thelma Hopkins, who I spent a lot of times with, my parents consider her a co-parent.
Right.
I spent many weekends with her.
Oh.
It's not she's going to be that. That's what you are.
You're a leader. Okay.
And you are a leader. You are going to take this way. You're going to take the narrow way. Or, it's a problem.
Yeah.
So I think that the characters were kind of built out based upon the lives we were leading in real life.
Okay.
You were watching a real experience.
How did you feel when strangers would come to you and call you Laura Winslow? Because I've been with you when strangers have called you.
I love it because that means I did my job. I want you to I want you to feel connected to me. I want you to feel as though I'm your sister, I'm your Laura, I'm your whatever, because that means that I made a connection with you on a real way, not in a way that I was acting, but in a way that I felt a part of your family.
I love
That's the goal.
I love that. So now you're grown and beautiful, and you have beautiful children. Yes, that's right. Her nickname is Goodness, everyone.
Because I'm good.
Because she's good. we were. It's fun, and that's why I love that the college students are here, because we were friends in our 20s. Well, you were younger than me, so let's say you was in your 20s. I was in my 30s, but age is just a number.
Right.
But we traveled together, and we presented an image to people.
Sure.
And I think that now you're looking at all these young adults, and what would you tell them? They may not be in acting, but they're going into the real world. They're going into the world to become.
Sure. I think that you see it all around you. I mean, you take these kind of experiences, what's being offered here, and you meet it with your commitment to excellence. You meet it with with drive, with consistency. I think that it's best like to look at a Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan. Yeah, they're basketball players, but then there are people like them. They have a certain amount of natural ability, but they also meet it with like drive and hunger. And they
Grit. Yeah.
Kobe Bryant stays and shoots 1,000 shots after the game is over. But you're Kobe Bryant. Yeah, I'm Kobe Bryant because I've outworked you.
Ooh.
I've put the time in, I put the commitment in. And so I just would, and that's the thing I can impart on this side of the show or wherever in my life.
Right.
Yes, this is being offered to you, which is great. It gives you a step up, but you also have to meet it with the same amount of fervor and energy that's being presented to you. When I watch Miss K speak, it's so passionate. It's so good. Can you imagine if you took all of that and then added to it?
Oh, yes.
It's more.
Yes.
It's amplified. It's multiplied. So I would just give that advice. Take what you've been given and make the most out of it. Find a way to figure it out.
You said something the other day that just shook me. And I meant to text you and just tell you thank you. But we were talking about resources to do things and to be, and you were like, you always have resources. And you just said it like it was just so matter of fact, like everybody has resources.
Well, again, just like what she was saying, I totally identified it with, because I'm now making movies. And so initially it just seems like such an insurmountable endeavor. But once you begin to take stock, take inventory of what you have available to you already, you find out that you need less. I didn't think that, I had the money. I didn't have the filmmakers. I didn't have the cinematographer. But when I began to make calls, I had people who had the money. So then I had the money. I had people who had knowledge about how to be a director of photography. I knew actors. So once I began to gather the resources together, I had everything that I needed. So take advantage of the resources that you have available. You may not have $1 billion, but you have all of the resources that $1 billion would buy you.
Now, what do we do when young people have these dreams, but they run into those walls? What walls have you run into? So you have the resource, you have the access, and that's good. They do need that drive, and you have to have this internal drive to say, I'm not afraid, or to go past the fear. So what do you?
Well, my mother's here, and I'll tell this story. You guys are all familiar with the Ketanji Brown Jackson story where she was told to persevere. I had a stroke some years ago. And so, I was like sitting there really like drooling the whole thing. And so a little while after, some months after, my mother moved in with my husband and I to help me take care of my kids. But some months after I had the stroke, my son came up to me and asked me to make him something to eat. And my mother was like, okay, it's time. So I'm like sitting there, drilling, making like Miss Sophia from The Color Purple.
Okay,
right?
you know what?
It's the truth.
Why are you going to be up here making fun of yourself?
But you gotta get it.
Yeah,
You
that's
gotta
real though.
find it. And once you do it, you realize, hey, there's nothing wrong with me. I can't do those things. I can still make dinner. I can still do. You feel you're not lacking anything. You have it all. And if you just approach it with that mindset, with easy or oozy, this gonna work out.
That's right.
You know
That's
what I
right.
mean?
Yeah, we don't know about stopping.
Right. I can't. There's no other choice. You got to do it.
So after your stroke, you come back and you start making movies.
Yes.
So come on, that's amazing. You are sitting here. Nobody could tell you've been sick. You are. Can we just thank God for that?
I'm all right, child.
Okay, you know what? Let me tell you something. No.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh my goodness. It's just some friends just don't act right. Listen to me. That is amazing.
Yeah.
And so when you come out of that, what made you say, you know what, now I'm going to go make a movie. I'm not going to just look for a movie to be in.
Right.
That's extraordinary. But I know your drive and I know you have the grit. But tell us about how you came out of that and said, I'm not going to stop.
There's no choice. What am I going to die here? It ain't nothing else. What am I going to do? And for me, that was always the thing. I don't have a choice. Is that the legacy I want to leave for my children?
Right.
My husband's depending on me. And this is the thing, I think, for Black women specifically, because people always talk about the talk that Black men get about the, can't make people feel uncomfortable. You can't make, you got to be, whatever. For Black women, it's, look, I have a Sri Lankan friend who, she was going through a breakup, and she told me about another friend of ours who gave her the talk.
Yeah.
And that's, look, baby, you got to be a soldier. You got to be strong.
That's right.
It's no other way. And that's how I approach it now. Not everything deserves that same energy, but I'm not going to die here.
That's right.
I'm going to make it.
That's right.
Period.
Yes.
Point blank.
No other options.
That's it.
And now we're sitting in a place of history. What do you feel when because you have that mindset
Sure.
and you live it, and you didn't just go back and make one movie, but then you went and made a part 2, and just, so you're just like, I'm not going to stop.
No.
So how did you feel coming on this property, knowing that all of these great civil rights leaders were here? What do you feel?
Well, knowing it and being here and feeling, I mean, if you go and look out at this, and I think that's another thing, I'm always looking to be inspired. And it's here. It's here. I mean, look at it. I went to the website, I read everything, but it's nothing like the experience
here. Yes, yes.
So looking to be inspired and finding a place where there's inspiration, it's everywhere.
Yes, yeah. So what do you see students here? Some of them haven't applied to the program, but they're just here. I loved it. There was one young lady right over there and another gentleman. They were saying, I knew nothing about it, but somebody told me to come, and I took a trip. And I love that, because I said, that's what you do. You show up and explore and so what would, if you have kids, what is it that, share with them what you tell your kids now about going to college?
Well, I don't want to tell you what I tell my kid. Listen, this is how it is. You're going to college. This is what I tell my kids. You're going to college. I'm not paying for it. And I'm not sending you any money when you get there. That means you need to go out there and get it. Get it. Everybody here, I want you to hear this from me. We are counting on you.
Yes.
You're the anchor. The whole race has been won. We waiting on you.
That's it.
Take the baton and win our race.
That's right.
Period. I don't want to hear none about where you came from, what happened, whatever happened. Get the job done. Period.
It is required of you. It is. It is.
And that's what I was told.
That's right.
Do it. My mother was a secretary. My father worked at the post office. They made it so that I was a millionaire. It's now my job to give what I made to my children and have them go further.
Right. Right.
Period.
That's it. Tell us about your husband, because Hannibal's so, people just see you. He's not
Square.
a square. Leave him alone. I don't know one square kappa on the planet.
Well, right.
But anyway.
No,
but tell everybody about because he is a tech guy. He's just a brilliant man. So
he runs an IT company called Y Tech. I'm sure he'll be down here to donate and to help out.
Yes, he will. We love you, Hannibal, and we're expecting
and
that.
hire people who are interested in going in that way as well.
Yes, so there, like Miss James said, job interviews are always around you.
Yes. Well, he's just a good dude. I don't, some people come from a story where they know bad men, and I don't come from that. So that doesn't make sense. I've made bad choices. Let me put that out there. But, ultimately, that doesn't make sense to me. My husband is a good man. He ain't perfect, but he's a good man. And I'm proud of him.
Oh, I love that.
So that's who Hannibal is. He runs an IT company. He's a big deal on his end, but mostly he's just a good dude.
Taking your son to games this weekend.
Absolutely. Writing proposals on while he there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That kind of guy.
I love that. So you went from being on the screen in front of us growing up And now you're behind the camera, making the movies, you're behind the scenes. So you're running your house, you're running your children. Can you share how you expose your children to the previous generations? I think that's so important.
Well, I knew that was such a big, I can only do what I know. I knew that was such a big part of who I was. You know, my parents were very good about hooking me up with people who had a different experience than them so that I would have that aspect, a full life and the aspect, I mean, a full understanding of what life looks like. So I hook my kids up with people who have a different experience to me, who have a different viewpoints and mindset. It obviously is curated.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not hooking them up with the village idiot, but you know.
Yeah. And your mother, and they see the generation.
Right.
So
my mother lives with us, and she's
special.
just a special part of it. Thanks, Ma. She's here too.
Well, we're gonna wrap it up with our end because we know it's Sunday and everyone has to go things. But before we do, are there any? Do we have time for question and answer still? Okay, so if there's any, we have a microphone.
I didn't talk y'all to death.
Okay, no questions. But if there was anybody that had questions for Miss Jackson, she formerly Williams, but Miss Jackson, that has anything they want to ask.
But before you say that, I just want to tell y'all, this lady discipled me. She is the bomb. She has so much to offer. Talk about the giving tree. Whatever you can glean from what she got, get it. It makes you powerful.
Thank you.
It makes
One, two. Okay. I hope you enjoyed the interview. Y'all have a blessed day. Thank God for another beautiful, wonderful Monday morning. We see you later. Be blessed. Let God arise and his enemies be scattered. Take God with you wherever you go. Like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you on the next Live 9 News at 9 with Miss B and Fam, Angel's Corner, Chatcherville. See you later. See you later, alligator. After a while, crocodile. All right. I want to add this to the last of it. I should have had it up there in the beginning anyway. Let me see. Where is it? Select the tab. I don't see it up here. But all right. Thank y'all so much. We're out of here. We're out of here. Thank you. Be blessed. Okay. See you later. Have a blessed day.